a shine. She's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the riveter, keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage. Sitting up there on the fuselage, that little Fred can do more than...
Another very old kit from a not-so-secret love, Italeri. The front of the box shows both trailers built and painted, placed on a vignette. If I'm not mistaken, they were built by François Verlinden, who did several jobs for Italeri about 3 decades ago. Here we can see where the tank needs some putty, but it doesn't seem to be too much work. The pump could be super detailed with a little scratch building, but it won't look bad if it's just built out of the box either. The back of the box shows some advertising for kits, of which 3 are limited editions and not available now. The 2 sprues and the decals are packed in one bag. There's nothing to save the decals from being damaged, but as usual they're in fine condition. I never found any scratched or dented decals in an Italeri kit, but maybe I'm just lucky. The first sprue contains the parts for the water tank trailer. Not many parts, and it should be a quick and easy build. The second sprue contains the parts for the cargo trailer. Here we have the wheels and suspension for the tank trailer. They look very much like parts taken from one of the Dutch WC kits. A closer look at the wheels reveals very nice detail with regards to the age of this kit. It might be a nice idea to add the valves. The leaf springs still look crisp. A couple of parts for the tank. The axle and the manhole lid. The hose, the pump and the towing point. There's a pronounced seam line along the hose, but it shouldn't be difficult to remove it. I like how the hose is rolled up and I can't find a reason to replace it. The trailer's chassis looks very nice. Its shape is absolutely square and it'll be easy to assemble the trailer.
Won't you meet me soon?
A little bit of flash around the fenders.
Why don't we two go roaming?
Let's turn the sprue over and look for ejector pin marks.
Where the stars are combing the skies above. Hey, 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 good looking.
There are many, but they're all in places where they won't be seen after the assembly. The tank's halves have 2 locator pins and holes. If they're in the correct place, they're just about enough for a proper alignment. I must admit that removing flash from leaf springs is not one of my favorite jobs. There are too many corners, but it can't be helped, it's got to be done. The triangular shape needs to be hollowed out or rebuilt. I try the first and only do the latter if I fail. The brake handle is too thick and the brake is in the fastened position. This should be changed if the trailer is towed by a truck or tank. A little more flash to remove.
You feel like booking some fun tonight. Hey, good looking, if you're not already.
Here you can see that the molds weren't aligned properly. This means some work if you want neat looking leaf springs.
Don't we do go roaming?
Chassis and bed of the cargo trailer look very nice, but there's some flash around the fenders again.
Combing the skies above. Hey, 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 good looking.
All side walls have ejector pin marks, but they're shallow and should be easy to fill in sand.
Dish called love. That delicious little dish called love.
Most ejector pin marks won't be visible, and there's no need to do anything about them.
What do they say when they see me coming their way? J.J. Jackson, you're as sharp as a tack with the belt in your back.
The decals look good and are thin. There won't be any problems.
Mugging nightly, killing the chicks. J.J. Jackson, you're as sweet as a beat with the freak in your seat. Pay no mind to the conversation.
instructions are typical Italeri and start with a brief history of the trailers. The sprue map and the colors needed. Only Model Master and Italeri acrylic paints are listed, but according to the colors names you can use your favorite brand. The construction of each trailer is shown in 2 steps. That's all that's necessary and no paper was wasted. The kit is very old, but still has a lot of nice details. Maybe it isn't state of the art, but it's a very good base for some extra detailing if you wish to do so. While you're watching this video, I finished the assembly of both trailers. I had to fill a couple of ejector pin marks and remove some seam lines. Apart from that, there weren't any issues. I'll tell you more about it in a 2-part build log. That's all that's necessary and no time will be wasted.
I'm as sharp as a tack, but you ain't nowhere. All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the riveter, keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage. Sitting up there on the fuselage, that little frail can do more than a male can do. Rosie.